Yo, what's up guys? We are back with week 4 of the PMC D-League. This week we're playing the Windsor Weaviles and their coach Orso. If you haven't seen my team builder yet, go watch it now, so you know what team I'm bringing this week. The link will be down below. As you can see, I bring Golurk, Landorus-I, Slowking, Among Us, Hoopa-Unbound and Mega-Lopunny, while my opponent brings Dawnfan, Combustion, Mega-Absol, Melodic, Clefable and regular Manectric. Right from team preview, I think that I basically have to win in the back, because the only thing that really was a threat on his roster for my team was the Victini, and he didn't bring it for whatever reason. Another threat that he should have brought was the Salamence, but as you can see he didn't bring that either, so I was pretty confident heading into the game. I decided to lead off with my Golurk to get up rocks, because rocks will be helpful to put stuff like Clefable and Melodic in range for 2 high jump kicks from Lopunny, for example, or returns in Clefable's case, and just get chip damage off on stuff like Dawnfan and stuff like that. I expect him to lead with Dawnfan to get up his rocks as well, because I don't have hazard control. So I think Golurk, because I packed the Grass Knot, I think I have a good lead matchup versus the Dawnfan, and I can get up my rocks easily and get some damage off on him. But as you will see, he decides to lead off with his Manectric, which is great for me because this thing cannot touch me. If it's like a Life Orb or Specs attack, and HP Ice does about 50 to 60%, so I can 100% get up my rocks, which I will do right now. His only hazard removal is the Dawnfan, which gets spin blocked by Golurk, so I'm not too afraid of it. I get my rocks as he switches out into my Melodic. Obviously I don't want to take a Scald and want to keep my Golurk healthy so that it can take on the Dawnfan. I go into my Among Us on what I expect to be a Scald, which he goes for. I can take it just fine because I resisted, and Among Us is bulky as fuck. I don't get burned, which is nice. Get my health back with the Black Sludge, and here I have a free spot to on whatever comes in, which is great because I want to set up on something with my substitute Hoopa. He sends out Clefable. I don't know why, because Clefable is not a switch into Among Us. It doesn't enjoy taking Sludge Bombs, and it cannot set up because I obviously pack a Clear Smog versus a team that is so set up heavy like his. So I don't know why he went into Clefable, but I use this to switch out into my Hoopa, I'm pretty sure, as he goes into the Combustion, which is probably a speedy max HP Combustion with speed boost, protect, baton pass, shit like that. I go into my Hoopa here, and expecting the protect, I just go for the substitute here, but he switches out into his Clefable, which hasn't burned a turn of sleep yet, which is great. That guarantees me basically to 2-hit KO'd with the Psychic. I have no reason not to go for a Psychic because he won't switch in Mega-Absol on me. So yeah, I get a hefty chunk of which tells me that it's probably a physically defensive Clefable, ready to take on my Lopunny, I guess. But yeah, he reveals the lefties, which doesn't really matter, and I can freely knock out the Clefable with a second Psychic. He has nothing to switch in on this thing, because I'm still behind the sub. So Clefable goes down early, and Hoopa already puts in the work. I lose some HP to the Life Orb, which kinda sucks, as he brings in the Manectric, and I decide to go for the Drain Punch to get some health back. It won't KO the Manectric because I'm modest, but I expect him to Volt Switch, which had a chance to not break my sub if he weren't Life Orb, which he is. But I expect to maybe that he maybe wants to Volt Switch out into the Absol, which would have been a pretty aggressive play. But he makes a good play and goes into Melodic on the Drain Punch. I get a little health back, doesn't matter too much, because it's still a 2-hit KO with Psychic on the Melodic. But I can keep my Hoopa a little bit more healthy. Here I already revealed the substitute, and Scald from my Melodic does not break it. He should have spammed Scald here at this point, because I basically get a kill if I get another sub up for free. But he goes for the Toxic, which is a terrible play on his part because I already revealed the sub, and he should expect me to put enough bulk into Hoopa to live a guard behind the sub. I go for the Dark Pulse, which is easy 2-hit KO. He goes for the Scald, which does not break my sub, and I get another kill here basically with my Hoopa. I have no reason not to go for Dark Pulse because even the Combustion and Absol will take over 50% from it. So that's a pretty free Dark Pulse, and I can kill the Melodic here. His Wall Core is now pretty much dealt with, besides the Dawnfin, which is like not a threat. At this point I basically won the game because Lopunny, the combination of Lopunny and Scarfed Landorus-I clean up. He goes for the T-Bolt, which is a good play, as I go for, I think, a Drain Punch. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, I go for a Drain Punch and knock this thing clean out. I think it was a high roll, depending on his spread, but it doesn't really matter because I basically won the game once I got up a sub with Hoopa. Here he sends out his Mega Absol, and I make a pretty questionable play, but so does he. Because I already revealed the sub, he should have, and because I lived the Scald from Melodic behind the sub, he should have known that I'm not max speed, so that he outspeeds me easily with a jolly max speed Absol, even in regular form. I already revealed the sub, and I should have gone for it here because there was a chance he went for the Sucker Punch, which he did in this exact scenario. I think it's a bad play on his part because if I get up another sub, I 6-0 him straight up with Hoopa, and you don't want to get 6-0'd in a league, right? But he goes for the Sucker Punch as I go for the Drain Punch. It was a dumb play on my part, but I didn't want to risk him setting up at the moment, even though I could have easily beaten a +2 Absol when I was behind the sub. But here I go into my Mega-Lopunny and just go for the Retaliate because he cannot knock me out even with a jolly max attack play rough that does like 99.3% max. And I just go for the Retaliate as he sends out his Dawnfin. The combination of Retaliate and high jump kick would have been enough to knock him out if he didn't pack the lefties, but this doesn't even matter because I get a crit on my Retaliate. That basically seals the deal for me as Lopunny is able to clean up the game now. A return will knock it out 100%. So it's like not a big deal to me to knock out, to go for it and not like risk him switching out because everything basically dies to it, even if it's like a bulky Combustion, it's 2-hit KO. He obviously has to go into Combustion now and go for the double protect. The first one is pretty obvious, and he has to go for the second because I still outspeed with my Mega-Lopunny, because Combustion is slow as fuck. He goes for double protect, but it fails, and now return just cleans up the game. A Sucker Punch from Mega Absol has no chance of knocking me out with the crit. Doesn't even like do 50% with the crit, I'm pretty sure. He goes for it just for the damage, I guess, but it doesn't matter as I just win the game with my Mega-Lopunny. Yeah, that was a pretty fast and offensive game, and I think my gameplay and my prep worked out perfectly this time. We get a nice 5-0 win. Landorus-I and Slowking didn't even had to hit the field, but they were like revenge killers for Victini and Salamence in Lando's case, and like my main answer to Victini with my physically defensive assault with Slowking. So there was no need for them to even hit the field. Hoopa basically did what it had to do, breaking the walls in Melodic and Clefable so that Mega-Lopunny could clean up. That's a nice 5-0 win. We're back on track, I guess. I think I don't want to spoil anything, but I think some of my division rivals lost this week, so we're like basically in the hunt for first and second place, and are on good track now to make the playoffs. Was not a good match, I guess, but it's always nice when my team prep and my game plan work out perfectly. So after 2 losses in which I didn't play that well, I kinda asserted dominance here, because like he had no answers for my offensive core, which is like a pretty unfair offensive core, I guess, because Landorus-I and Hoopa are pretty broken in League format, and Mega-Lopunny is arguably the best offensive Pokemon, best offensive Mega in the format. So yeah, it's probably people expected me to win this one just because I just got Landorus-I to make my team even better. So, but yeah, we're now 2-2 with a nice +2 differential, I believe. And yeah, next week, I don't know who I'm playing this week, next week, because the schedule got changed and the season was shortened to like 7 or 8 weeks, I believe. But I'm pretty confident that we can pull off another win and get back on track and get back on the winning side of things. Thanks for watching. Leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed the video, and catch you next week.